The following video offers tips and reminders for snowshoers of all skill levels. We'll show you snowshoe basics, safety tips, and more. If you're new to snowshoeing, you may want to hire a guide your first time out and explore marked trails.
I told you that wouldn't be gracious.
Now this is just a guide. That means we're not responsible for your safety, you are.
People say snowshoeing is as easy as walking. It is that, but I like to compare it to hiking, which is so much more. First thing you'll need for snowshoeing is a good quality pair of snowshoes. I prefer the ratcheting binding system. It's a little more secure. A good snowshoeing boot is something you're going to be warm and comfortable in. A hiking boot with good ankle support, some Thinsulate built in, and Gore-Tex, and a little lip on the back will help prevent the back binding from sliding off. When putting your boot in the snowshoe binding, put the tip of the boot in first, push it right up to the front, snug up the back binding, and then the front bindings. This will ensure a proper fit. Before heading out on any snowshoe trip, do your research, and that includes checking the weather forecast for the day. Plan your route, let someone know where you're going and when you expect to be back. Bring basic safety gear. Think first aid, warmth, food, water, and staying dry. No one plans to get lost or injured. Be prepared for everything and you'll return home safely. And remember, bring one or all of the following: GPS, map, compass, cell phone, and know how to use them. Okay, let's have some fun now. In this next segment, we're going to learn techniques for uphill, downhill, log crossing, and creek crossing. Follow me. Snowshoeing downhill in powder is a little more advanced, but if you're going to do it, here's what you need to know. Keep your body upright. Knees can be slightly bent, but think of riding an escalator. Lift your feet, pump your knees, make sure your snowshoe doesn't flip out, which could hurt your shin. Use your poles for balance and timing. If you happen to be coming downhill in hard pack conditions, remember, go slow, don't rush, and stay away from steep, icy slopes. Climbing uphill in hard pack is pretty straightforward. The crampons dig in and you just walk as you normally would. Again, stay away from icy slopes. They're not a lot of fun and they can be dangerous. Here's a few tips for climbing uphill in powder. One technique is straight up. Pound out each step 3 or 4 times. You want a solid base, so when you transfer weight, the base doesn't collapse and you end up going backwards. Another method is traversing. Pack out the snow. When you make your turn, pack out a little square and continue on. Duck walk, similar to straight uphill, same idea. Pack it down 3-4 times, poles up front when you're going to transfer a little weight, and keep climbing. Here's a few tips for crossing a log. Snowshoe up to the front of the log, step up onto the middle of the log with the middle of your snowshoe, which usually equates to your leg line. Plant your poles on the other side of the log. Make sure they're planted firmly because you'll be transferring a little weight to them. Step up onto the log with a second snowshoe. Look where you're going ahead and step down one snowshoe at a time. I don't recommend crossing creeks if you're just starting out snowshoeing. It's a little more advanced and takes a lot of practice. Here's a few hazards to watch out for when you're out snowshoeing. Rocks, trees, stumps underneath the snow that you could trip on and twist a knee. Tree wells, deep pockets of air around the base of a tree. Snow bombs, which accumulate at the top of trees and can weigh hundreds of pounds. They're especially dangerous in warm and windy weather. Remember, if you're just starting out snowshoeing, keep it simple. Stay to designated trails, stay out of avalanche terrain, know where you're going. Later in the season, January, February, March, we have a base, we have lots of snow, obstacles are covered up, a little more safer to snowshoe and usually a lot more fun too. We have just given you the basics of snowshoeing, but we hope it has been helpful. If you have any comments or questions, please let us know. Okay, wait, I'm not ready.